Good morning, traders, and this is your Forex day trade setup for today. So starting off with Euro USD, we are still range bound. We did get a bit of a buying opportunity on Friday, but it immediately hit target and then sold off. So you can see I've got the levels drawn in for the range. I hope you can see that there's my fractals there. So this is the area that was sold off at the moment, and that is 118.673. Top of my range is 119.212, and bottom of the range is 117.581, and this is just an extended range bottom, which would be 117.260. Okay, so at the moment we are in the middle of the range and we are forming a triangle. So bit of consolidation. So there's our triangle. Okay, let's just draw it in so you can all see it, and we do have a triangle break as well currently underway. So this was a fairly strong move up. We did have a decent pullback, and now we're sort of bouncing around, mucking around the middle. I prefer to be buying off the bottom. Okay, however, what has transpired now, because we've been going sideways for so long, and for me, rule of thumb is always, if we're going sideways for more than 20 bars, and this is 91 bars, so when we're going sideways for more than 20 bars, the probability of it continuing reduces, and the probability of it turning becomes equal. So in other words, it's a 50-50 situation at the moment. So for now, you'll be selling and buying off the top and bottom until you get a proper breakout and retest of the range. For me, not the way I like trading. I'm not interested in ranges, so I will be sitting on my hands with Euro USD. Okay, USD Japanese Yen, we are still in this triangle. Okay, remember we spoke about this triangle on Friday. This trend line is still holding. We are slap bang on the moving average. As far as I'm concerned, we are range bound here as well, and nothing that I want to be trading. Okay, it does look like we've got a bit of momentum brewing to the downside, but I want to see a move back up and then down, and probably want to take out this low here before I even start looking at this. Okay, so the dollar pairs, as far as I can see, are giving me a little bit of grey hairs. Okay, so British pound US dollar, we have had the bounce off here, and then Friday was pretty much a null event. So we basically just went sideways here. So there's nothing really that I can see here. I want to see a deeper, much higher pullback before I start looking at that. And you can see that structure, tails the top, tails the bottom, lots of indecision. So I think the pound is still under pressure at the moment. So I would be watching this area here, 12885. 12885 would be the area that I'd want to see. If I can see this kind of price action, pin bars, inside bars, engulfing bars off that level, then I would be looking for an opportunity to short. For me, that is going to mean a fairly wide stop, a very wide stop, 1,800 point stop, and I'd be looking for 1,800 points, and I don't think we have it. No, we don't. So yeah, so this one is sit on hands and leave it alone. Look to the left, you can see there is the level. Look further, so that's a pretty big level. You've got two decent touches on it, and if I go further to left, you'll see even more touches at that level. So probability of us breaking through that level without some noise or catalyst to drive it is very, very rare. Okay, so you probably find it'll bounce around here until we break. So for this pair, if we do rise up, I will look at this 12885 area and basically come down to like a 20 or 30 minute chart, and what I'll look for is I'll look for price action at that level that indicates we're going to have an opportunity to sell off that, but my stop is going to be right above that the price action bar. Okay, so in other words, if we get a pin bar like this, we print a pin bar like that, I'll be short on the break of the pin bar to the downside, but my stop will be above the pin bar here. So I'm just going to reduce my risk and probably only take a sort of a half a position size and my target is going to be this level again of 127638. Okay, Aussie dollar, New Zealand dollar. We had this wedge that we were looking at. We broke, looked like a fairly decent break, and now we are breaking back the downside. I suppose this area here is what I'd be looking for, 108612. I don't like the look of this. Let's just come to the hour. I don't like the look of it at all. So this could be range. You can see range, break up, range, down. Now we could be going into a range. There is support to be found to the left. You can see every one of these tails is going to offer support. So, but then we've got this gap to the downside. Gaps are magnets. So this area here is definitely 108332, which would coincide with the retest of this wedge. So that's the area I'd maybe looking at, but the way I'm seeing this right now, sorry, I just want to get a 4-hour chart up here. Okay, so looking at the 4-hour, move up, not a very strong move, but all over the place, but that does look like a bit of a pullback, doesn't it? So let's just look at this in a different way. Quickly, just delete all the noise, and let's just look at Fibonacci here. And you'll see we are hovering between the 50 and 61.8. So if we do find an area, a level in here, it may offer some value. There's two levels I want to put in here. So I'm taking this inside tail, and I'm taking sort of this inside tail here. Okay, it's closer to 61.8 Fibonacci, so delete that. So come back down to the hour now and have a look at this. So if we do find some support in here, it would offer value to buy, my humble opinion, but there is a gap to the downside, so I think I'm just going to stay well away from this until I have a much better setup. Pound Japanese yen, pretty much the same picture as pound dollar. The difference here is, well, actually there's no difference, is there? We do have an area of support here, so kind of reluctant to be buying in here, but looking at this price action, does look like we're just consolidating for a break to the downside. Okay, so looking at the hour, nothing really to read into that. Obviously I'd be much happier with a bounce back up here. So 136782, look for an opportunity to buy and then probably sell off this level again. So not a really decent trade, to be honest. Aussie dollar, US dollar, there's nothing I can say about that except stay well away from that. Big up, big down, big up, big down, big confusion, tails coming in pretty much the same as there. Some reason this area of the moving average 072823 is offering some form of excitement to the bulls and the bears, and they're all trying to hold it at that level. What I do see here though is an inverse head and shoulders. Okay, so there's my shoulder, there's my head, and there's my shoulder, and I'm making another shoulder here. So I spoke about this on Friday, this inverse head and shoulders hasn't really materialized, and what we need for it to materialize is a break above 072978. We get a break and retest that area, I'll definitely be in on that one for the long. Trend is up at the moment. You can see, can't really debate that. This trend is definitely up, although we are currently sideways. Okay, so that's the level I'm looking for here, 072978. Till we get through that and come back and test it on 8 hour, not interested in it. And the last one that we were watching last week was pound Aussie dollar, and I think the pound move is played out by the looks of things. It's almost like we're looking for areas of support, and if you look at the weekly here, we've got quite a bit of support in this area. So I'd be reluctant to be chasing shorts any further on this. We've had this big move down. We had this week here of buys, and then came up and then gradually down, and then we had this massive week down. So this could be an exhaustion bar, and normally after this it's either another big one that follows, or alternatively it'll be an inside bar, and inside bar off a level seems to be the most logical one right now. So don't see any opportunities on this one right now. Yeah, I'm just very reluctant to carry on shorting here. I want to pull back, and look where my pullback area is. My pullback area is all the way up here at 178.148, and we're hovering at 176.071. So that massive distance away from where we are now. Yeah, could be wrong. Could move to the downside. So maybe what I will do is look at a 20-minute chart and look for structure to break. So this gap here is going to be the first magnet. So I wouldn't be too surprised to see the gap close. Then what I'd want to see is a move back up onto this level, a rejection of that level, and that would give me confidence to have a stop above this high and enter on the break of the rejection bar for another move to the downside, and possibly looking at 173.860. I'm just a little bit reluctant with it, just based on what I can see here. This is quite a long period of time that we are going sideways. Okay, so it's a 50-50 call right now. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for me today. I think pretty much the moral of the story on Forex and what I've seen on the indexes is be patient, wait for the right setup. So if you don't see the right setup, don't take the trade. Okay, so that's kind of my motto for today. May end up not trading at all today, but that doesn't matter. It's a win in my books because you're not losing any money by taking a risky chance. So, yep, that's it for me today. Hope it helps, and we will catch you later. Cheers for now.